It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Amchi Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Amchi Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Amchi Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Amchi Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Amchi Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about the race this time. Show up to cheer for Mumbai. Yes, it's me, and no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs, but the laps. It's not between two teams, but many to come. It's not just between the players, but also their machines. Sweat, not in the jerseys, but in their gears. It's about
a lot to talk about. Joshua Dufek getting the jump on Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who for once did not get a great first lap. Dropped to second initially, but would drop even further back as his main championship rival Taylor Barnard starting to charge his way forward. As Antonelli tried to go for the lead, he let first Dufek and then Barnard slide up the inside, although Taylor Barnard's move was good enough to carry him to the lead of the race in spectacular fashion. But just as Antonelli thought it was all going to have a bit of an issue, he finally dialed himself in, settled into a rhythm, and after a brief safety car period that was triggered by Giovanni Mascio colliding with Rafael Villagomez, things became a little bit more
show up to cheer for Mumbai.
And then Taylor Barnard with a sensational diving move at the hairpin from a long way back. The Brazilian, clearly a man on a mission. So as Andrea Kimi Antonelli settled into a rhythm, Giovanni Mascio brought the race to a spluttering halt, and the race ended under safety car. But the Italian stallion is still top dog, taking another victory in this fabulous, potentially title-winning campaign. Well, that was yesterday. Today is another day, and it's going to be a fascinating battle in the Formula Regional Middle East Championship 2023 as we head into the 11th race out of 15. There are just 125 points available now for the rest of this season, and it's definitely going to be a challenge to see if Andrea Kimi Antonelli can win this race from 10th position on the grid. It's the reverse grid battle as the top 10 from yesterday are flip reversed. Hello everybody, Jake Sampson here with you once again, and a very exciting battle is in the offing here at Dubai Autodrome. The wind is still picking up, and it's a very solid battle ahead of us on this phenomenal race circuit. The Dubai Autodrome, very much the headquarters of Formula Regional Middle East these days, certainly has been for the last couple of seasons under its guise as the Asian Championship, which we used this as a base under COVID-19, and now the Middle East Championship really gets Dubai Autodrome as one of its premier homes. We had Kuwait Motor Town in between, where we had 2 rounds of racing. We're back to Dubai Autodrome for the second time, and then next week we head to the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi, the nation's capital. So as we battle away at the Dubai Autodrome once again, it is, as I mentioned before, the reverse grid race today, which means that we're getting pole position sitter on the front of the starting grid. So on pole position is the man who came home in 10th place yesterday, and at the front of the field, that is the Spaniard, Pepe Marti.
Hey Pepe, pole position on your return. Are you ready to take the first win?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best chance we've had this season so far, so very much looking forward to getting the race started and hopefully get our first piece of silverware.
Good luck with the race. Yeah. 那刚刚我问到佩佩呢，他因为今天呢是一个 reverse grid， 他呢今天是从头位发车，他也提到啊，这是他本赛季来拿到的是最好的一个位置，他也希望呢能从头位发车呢一直拿到冠军。Back to you guys.
Thanks, Feline. Good to catch up with our pole sitter Pepe Marti. For those who are not aware, we also speak Chinese in this category because we are live on Chinese broadcast television. There is Aidan Neat, who lines up second on the grid for the Prema Racing team. He really has got an opportunity now to do what he wasn't able to get done in Kuwait, which was go and take his first race victory. He was bitterly robbed of a chance to go for the win after a little bit of light contact on the opening lap of the reverse grid race at round 3. For my money, he could easily have challenged for the win there. He knows this circuit very well now. I think he can be the equal, if not the overlord, of Pepe Marti in this one. And we could see Aidan Neat take his first win. And mark my words, it will not be long before a Grand Prix team catches the eye of this young Brit. He really does have great tenacity, great work ethic, and an amazing turn of speed. And it's no surprise, really, that in his rookie campaign in a Formula Regional car, he is up towards the sharp end, and he hasn't done that by luck. He's done that by merit. We just saw a brief glimpse there of Lorenzo Flusha, who is, of course, in the top 3 of the championship. He's in 4th place in the championship, but if he stays where he is in 3rd place, he has a great chance to move further forward. The German driver, Tim Tramnitz, he has come into the team at RHGP, replacing Matthias Jagazeta of the Peruvian persuasion, but the German has come straight up to the top 5 of the grid for this reverse grid race. He was 7th in race 1 yesterday, and now Tim Tramnitz could be a surprise winner. He certainly has the ability, he certainly has the skill, but whether he's able to get the Lady Luck paying him a good fortune in this race, well, we'll have to figure that one out as we play this race out. Be a fascinating challenge for him. Now, obviously, everybody's going to be talking about one man, starting 10th on the grid, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. We no longer have to ask the question, can anybody win a reverse grid race from P10? Because just over a week ago, Andrea Kimi Antonelli did just that in race 2 in Kuwait Motor Town. So no doubt his fans will be hoping he does it again here in Dubai. Here's Marty Boyer, race 3 winner in Dubai back in January. And he is hoping to turn his fortunes for the season around. He's had great speed and great fortune, but he is about to end his Formula Regional journey as he steps up to FIA Formula 3 later this year. It was announced just on the eve of the season. So now the Spaniard really wanted to leave Formula Regional as a race winner. He got that done in his first weekend in Dubai, on the same weekend as the 24-hour sports car race. Asian Le Mans is in town this weekend. We had the 4 hours yesterday, and we have another race this evening as well. There is the number 15 in position. This is Nikita Bedrin, looking for another spectacular run. And don't forget that Nikita Bedrin actually has pole position for race 3. So we're going to have an interesting battle from Nikita Bedrin, but we're also going to have an interesting run from our driver who starts 2nd on the starting grid.
Hey Kimi, starting from P10 on this race, and what will be your approach?
I mean, the goal is to arrive as much in front as possible, to gain as many points as possible. It's not going to be easy because in this track it's not super easy to overtake, but yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Good luck with the race. 那刚刚我问到 Kimi 呢，因为今天呢是一个就是倒序发车，他呢从第10位发车，他也希望呢他能赶超，尽量往前超，让自己的能拿到一个好的积分。Back to you guys.
All the excitement and drama from Feline Wang as it happens down there on the grid. She actually caught up with Andrea Kimi Antonelli, the man we were talking about, who starts P10 on the starting grid. He managed to go from 10th to the victory in an unbelievable race in race 2 in Q8 about 10 days ago, and now he is hoping to do it again. It was so funny talking to him after race 3 in Q8 where he finished in 4th position. I went and found him and said, phenomenal job, Kimi, and 2 wins and a 4th place. And the first thing he said was, yeah, but I really wanted the hat-trick. I really wanted the 3rd win. I'm so annoyed at myself that I didn't win the 3rd race. I'm like, come on, mate. You won 2 races and one of them was from P10. Yeah, but how cool would it have been if I'd have won all 3? Oh, bless him. Kimi Antonelli has totally got the right attitude. Just wants more. Just keeps wanting more. And that's exactly how a champion should be thinking. That's exactly how a race winner should be operating. And he's definitely got the hunger and the fire to do it again here in Dubai. Much tougher here in Dubai, because I would actually argue there are fewer overtaking opportunities on the Dubai Autodrome circuit than there were at Q8 Motor Town 10 days ago. By virtue of the fact that Q8 Motor Town is a brand new race circuit and everybody was still learning it for the first time. Here at Dubai Autodrome, it's well established, but I would say there's only really 4 core overtaking spots on the Dubai Autodrome circuit. Turn 1, if you get it right, at the end of the straight is the natural one. You can have a go into the penultimate corner if you're brave, like Taylor Barnard was yesterday. And then the 4th option, well, you've got to get creative, and that's where things can get a little bit messy out on the starting grid. But now the grid is being cleared, and we've got an incredible bunch of drivers out here on the starting grid ready to go racing. It's going to be a really exciting challenge for all of the competitors out there on the course. Please do keep your messages and your comments coming in. So it's going to be a fascinating race battle. We've got a lot of contenders who will go for the win this time. And obviously the talent is absolutely unbelievable in this field. For those who are the fans of Gabriele Mini and Luke Browning, hoping to see them out in action, sadly you won't here, because neither Car 52 or Car 53 is racing here in Dubai. Both drivers have returned back to Europe to prepare for their upcoming motorsport campaigns. So yeah, there's only 25 cars out of the 27 that were on the grid. That countdown is very visual as the 1 minute board goes up. The clerk of the course gestures to the marshal. The 1 minute board goes out now, just so you know. There's Martinius Stenshorn, the number 34, the Norwegian, who did a fabulous job yesterday in the race battle. And he will have to start the race from 15th on the starting grid this time. Having originally been in the top 10 yesterday, he was demoted out of the points. So unfortunately, he will no longer get that particular position. So the contenders are gearing up for another spectacular show. The grid is cleared. And pole position, Pepe Marti. Second in last year's Formula Regional Asia Championship. Never actually won a race there. Has an opportunity to do so today, though. Aidan Neat has also not won a race this year. Has had a few chances. Lorenzo Flusha has also not won from 3rd position on the starting grid. And 4th on the grid is Tim Tramnitz, who has also not won a race this year. Lots of variables. The top 4 drivers have yet to cross the line first in Formula Regional Middle East. This could be a fascinating battle and a great race. Let's talk you through the grid here in Dubai. As the cars make their way around for the formation lap, pole position goes to the Spaniard Pepe Marti, who lines up on the front row of the starting grid for the Pinnacle race team. Pepe Marti is joined on the front row by the British driver Aidan Neat for Prema Racing. On the second row, Lorenzo Flusha for Mumbai Falcons beside the German Tim Tramnitz in his 2nd race of the season. Mari Boyer for Hyderabad Blackbirds MP alongside Nikita Bedrin in the PHM. Then the teammates Joshua Dufek and Taylor Barnard, championship contender. Rafael Kamara is 9th and Andrea Kimi Antonelli goes from P10. Can he win it again? Brad Benavides 11th on the grid from Kirill Smal in 12th. Row 7 of the grid sees Sami Megatunov alongside the Colombian Sebastian Montoya. 15th on the grid is Martini Stenshorn alongside his teammate Levent Rovej. Row 9 of the grid sees Michael Shin for Prema alongside Nikhil Bora, the Singaporean, for RHGP. Sebastian Ilgar of Denmark and Han Chen-yu of China line up on the 10th row. Then it's Dan Mavlyutov alongside the Dutchman Niels Kuhlen, High-Tech versus Pinnacle. Row 12 of the grid sees Tazanapollin de Vivazak alongside Giovanni Mascio. And at the very back of the grid, it's Rafael Villagomez in the Pinnacle. Now, we started the season, of course, with 28 cars. 2 of the High-Techs are missing, we've already mentioned, Gabriele Mini and Luke Browning. The 28th car that's missing is the second of the R&B racing cars, which was driven by Wang Zhongwei. He has decided to move away from Formula Regional, but he is still here. He is competing in the Asian Le Mans Series for the next 2 weekends. So he's still in the paddock and is obviously still keeping up to date with his teammate Giovanni Mascio and Han Chen-yu, but he is now in GT racing, I do believe, for the remainder of this Asian Le Mans campaign. So the Dubai Autodrome has already given us plenty of excitement and drama over the course of the last few races. We had 3 different winners from 3 races in our first visit. Dina Beganovic winning race 1, Nikhil Bora brilliantly winning race 2, and then race 3 going the way of Mari Boya. None of those drivers are leading the championship though, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli finally cracked open the cork bottle of winning in Kuwait Motor Town. He got 2 out of 3, so nearly made it a hat-trick in Kuwait Motor Town round 3. Round 4 here in Dubai, he would dearly love to make it happen, and who's to say he couldn't? He's already won a race from 10th on the grid. We didn't think it was possible at one stage in Formula Regional Middle East. But it certainly is possible, especially when this man, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, goes to battle. Never say never when the Italian stallion prounces onto the field. So the drivers making their way to the starting grid positions now, and this is a really exciting opportunity for the 2 men on the front row of the grid, Pepe Marti and Aidan Neate. Neither of them have won a race around the Dubai Autodrome circuit in any category. In fact, they've come close, they've had tastes of glory, but they really want to win. Nobody in the top 4 has won a race on the Dubai Autodrome circuit in a single-seater. They've had podiums, but they haven't had a win between them. Aidan Neate's best result here, 2nd, race 2, round 1. Lorenzo Flusha's best result here, 3rd. Pepe Marti's best result here, 2nd. Tim Tramnitz's best result here, I believe, is a 3rd. But now it is time to see if any of them can take the victory, or will Andrea Kimi Antonelli sweep it in from all of them? What can Taylor Barnard do to keep his championship hopes alive from the sharper end of the grid? The green flag flies, the lights come on, and we're ready to go racing for the 2nd time this weekend in Dubai. Hold it, folks. Let's race. Good start from Pepe Marti, trying to hold on in front of Aidan Neate, pulls across, no issues at all off the start. A good launch forward. And the 2 Mumbai Falcon teammates are having a nice duel further back as Andrea Kimi Antonelli is trying to make progress. Aidan Neate is trying not to lose 2nd position as round the outside comes the Mumbai Falcon of Lorenzo Flusha. He gets in a 2nd. The Spaniard is through into P2. A great start from Lorenzo Flusha. And now he senses he can go for the win. The 2 Spanish drivers up front, Marti and Flusha. Then it is Aidan Neate. Tramnitz doing well in 4th in front of Mari Boya. So the field works its way through, but diving up the inside, that looks like Taylor Barnard, already starting to make an impact in this race. Is that him up to 5th? Looks like he's made the bid, and Josh Dufek is trying to go with him, so is Nikita Bedrin. So as the field continues to squabble on the back straight, Marti leads, Flusha 2nd, Neate 3rd, Tramnitz is in 4th place. Then it's one of the PHMs, I think that's Taylor Barnard. But as they come towards us, we'll have a clearer indication. Pepe Marti, though, having done a great job. Bit of a lock-up from Lorenzo Flusha. You can't afford to cook your tyres too early. He'll never get a better shot of a race win than this one here in Dubai. And Lorenzo Flusha definitely has the ability to do it. It's whether or not he can keep a handle on everything from tyre management to everything else. Rafael Camara currently stuck behind Brad Benavides. Benavides having made a good start. Is that Antonelli behind him? Yes, it is. So Antonelli and Camara have not made the best of starts here. Benavides is now in front of both of them. So a good start from the Hyderabad Blackbirds MP driver as they make their way down to the hairpin. And not a massive shock because Brad Benavides, of course, is going to be in Formula 2 this year. So some good battles from him already. as the PHM teammates behind Tim Tramnitz. So Tramnitz has managed to work his way to 4th position. There is the 13 of Joshua Dufek. So it's Barnard in front of Bedrin as they come through at the end of the first lap. And it's Marty, Flusha, Nee, Tramnitz, Bedrin, Barnard, Boyer and Dufek. And there's a car slowing in the background. Not quite sure what's going on there, but up the inside, that's Barnard on Bedrin. And Bedrin is holding Barnard at bay. Barnard has to drift wide, and Bedrin holds the position for the moment. Now, who was that was going slowly further back? I think Giovanni Mascio may be in trouble. We saw him have difficulties yesterday, and I think he may have some more problems today. But certainly Benavides is causing a real problem for Kamara and Antonelli. And that is that's contact for one of the pinnacles. So that is Niels Kuhlen. Niels Kuhlen has tangled on the main straight. So Niels Kuhlen has had a problem with somebody on the main straight and retired from the race. We need to have another look at it. It happened in the background. I didn't really see what happened, but now we're going to need to have another look at it. As one of the drivers rejoins, Mascio spins and gets flipped by Niels Kuhlen. So Mascio is going to be out of the race. Kuhlen's going to be out of the race. That's up the inside. That is Bedrin and Barnard. Barnard is being hustled by his own teammate. Taylor Barnard's not going to be happy about that at all. I'm fighting for the championship, mate. What are you doing? Nikita Bedrin is in every man for himself mode. He's got a pole position later, but he wants to win before then. And now side by side, Taylor Barnard trying to shake off Marley Boyer. Both drivers who have won races this year. Side by side. Not a lot to choose between them, and Murray Boyer leans on Taylor Barnard, then locks up into the hairpin. So Taylor Barnard holds onto it. That was close. That was very close between Barnard and Boyer. But Barnard keeps the position. The important thing is that Barnard keeps in the points. Antonelli is not in the points yet. And that is Antonelli now in front of his teammate. So Antonelli has actually crept into the points now. He's got past Rafael Kamara. So Antonelli is looking at 1 point. They come off the turn again. Yellow flags on the way down the main straight because that is Niels Kuhlen's car. And we've got a proper squabble further back as Nikhil Bora is trying to battle with his opponents. Trying to make his way through on the inside of the Hyderabad Blackbirds. It's not easy to duel with these guys. Now that's Levi Revej, my apologies. Revej is battling with Megatunif and Ugar. Nikhil Bora has already crept through past them all and gone up into 15th place behind his teammate Martini Stenshorn. As into the pits comes Giovanni Mascio. And this is almost certainly going to be, if not race over, he could well go a lap down here because he had some big contact on the way out of that final turn, clashing with Niels Kuhlen. So Marty leads the way from Flusha, Neat, Tramnitz, Bedrin, Barnard, Boyer, Dufek, Benavides and Kimi Antonelli. Doesn't look as though the 10th to 1st is going to be quite so easy for Antonelli. Not that it looked easy last time. Antonelli now trying to dive up the inside of Benavides. And that's big commitment from Antonelli. And he's through. Great overtake from Kimi Antonelli. Gets the run on the inside of Benavides from a long way back. Clearly taking a leaf out of the Rafael Kamara school of driving. And now Kirill Smal is trying to get in on the act. So Kirill Smal trying to take on Brad Benavides. He runs deep. Trying to get his way back into position once again. Kirill Smal trying to take on Brad Benavides. Benavides has left enough of the door open there. Can Kirill Smal dive in up the inside? Sebastian Montoya trying to creep through past them both in the same move as well. Watch for Montoya in the high-tech. Montoya's going to get his run on Benavides as well. Smal has got through. Montoya's going to try and get through. So Sebastian Montoya going wheel to wheel with Brad Benavides. Benavides trying to hold it round the outside. And so Montoya and Benavides dueling down the main straight. They go wheel to wheel. And there's battles further back as well as Michael Shin is trying to shake off Levi Revej. But Montoya trying to finish off this move to Benavides. Benavides is a little way in front. And that's enough. Benavides keeps the place. So that has put Kimi Antonelli into 9th place and Rafael Kamara into 10th position, who of course is now being masterminded by the Ferrari Young Academy driver. He's part of the Ferrari Young Driver Academy, I should say, Rafael Kamara. He's also part of the M Sport group, of course. Enrico Zannarini looking after the designs of Rafael Kamara in the future. The Brazilian talent doing a great job here so far, having got himself back into the points after a difficult start. And now Lorenzo Flusha is starting to catch up to Pepe Marti. The two Spaniards will duel for position. Hayden Neat hoping for, at the minimum, a podium. But he could still get the win. It all comes down to tyre management as Montoya has another look at Benavides, and behind him, that's going to be a move from Stenshorn. Stenshorn tries to take on Montoya. It's not going to happen. The Norwegian doesn't quite have the line as Montoya holds it round the outside. Good defence from the Colombian. Sebastian Montoya definitely not having the Formula Regional Middle East Championship campaign he deserves. One of the hardest working youngsters in the paddock. And don't forget, he was a Race 1 winner last year in the Asian equivalent of this championship at the Yas Marina circuit when he dominated proceedings. So he can win races, there's no doubt about it. But the high-tech operation just doesn't seem to have the same magnitude that it has had in previous seasons. Pepe Marti stretching away out front, trying to pull clear of Lorenzo Flusha. Oh, bit of a wobble from Rafael Camara out of the final bend. Benavides 12th in front of Montoya, Stenshorn, Bora, Indra Revenge, Shin, Urgar and Rafael Villagomez ahead of Sami Megatunif. So the pace that the Hyderabad Blackbirds MP team had at Kuwait Motor Town has well and truly deserted them here at Dubai. They just don't have the same one-lap pace they did. And clearly that circuit was better suited to them. It's the thing I love about Formula Regional and Formula 4. From one race to the next, you don't really know which driver is going to have the pace. All the cars are built to run equal. And so it comes down to the setup and how the driver gels with the racetrack. And when you've got such a world-class field and everybody's so even, you don't really know from one race to the next who's going to have the upper hand. Antonelli closing up on Josh Dufek, trying to make the overtake. And he sets the fastest lap in the process, a 1:57.0 for Kimi Antonelli. So he really wants to make this happen. Montoya closing up on Benavides to try and tackle 12th position. Stenshorn, Bora and Indra Vivazak behind him. No bold manoeuvres unless you know it's going to happen. Pepe Marti leading the race for Pinnacle. Still having a solid run, the Spanish driver. And there's a lot of crossed fingers at the Pinnacle race outfit because the team has yet to win a race in this campaign. They've done a fair job building up to it. And they've had their moments, but so far Pinnacle have yet to take a race win over the course of the season. It's not quite been their year thus far. So the opportunity will hopefully be knocking for Pepe Marti to hold on in front of Lorenzo Flusha. There have been wins for the Mumbai Falcons, for Dino Beganovic and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Wins at PHM for Taylor Barnard. Wins at RHGP for Nikhil Bora. Wins at Hyderabad Blackbirds MP for Sami Megatunif and Mari Boya. But so far, we have yet to have a win for Pinnacle. And Pepe Marti would dearly love to do that. Flusha second, Neat third, Tramnitz fourth. Then Bedrin, Barnard and Boya. Dufek, Antonelli, Camara. Those are your point scorers at the present moment. Antonelli's championship lead is currently at 54 points. So Taylor Barnard is looking to take a few points off him. 6th position in this race will give him a score of 8 compared to Antonelli on a score of 2, so that will bring the gap down to 48 points if it stays like this, which is just less than 2 race victories. Barnard doing the best he can to alleviate some of the damage, and if Barnard does manage to stay in front of Antonelli to that extent, then by my mathematics, Kimi Antonelli cannot win the championship until Abu Dhabi. So this is important for Barnard to stay in 6th position. Meanwhile, Antonelli's going to make a big dive on the inside of Josh Dufek. Supreme from Antonelli. Dufek tries to defend him. No chance. And the Italian stallion canters ahead. Great overtake. Left it to the last minute. Kept Josh Dufek guessing. Committed regardless. And now Dufek has left the door open for Camara. Kamara's now coming through. And Kirill Smal is with him. Come on, boys. Let's get him. Kamara around the outside. Kirill Smal might change tack and go for the inside line here. Dufek is doing his best. They've drifted wide and left the door open for Kirill. Well covered by Josh Dufek. Very nicely handled. Didn't roll off the power. Just kept it nice and present. And now Kamara is desperately trying to keep his teammate behind him. Oh no, sorry, that's Kirill keeping Rafael back. Well done, Josh Dufek. That was daring to keep those boys behind him. And now Kirill Smal is desperately trying to keep Rafael Kamara back. Come on, man. What are you doing? I'm trying to get through. I've got more points to score than you have. But Rafael Kamara finally gets the job done. Does he? Does he? Kirill Smal is squeezed. There could be trouble in paradise here. Do not hit each other. Kirill Smal holds it round the outside. Rafael Kamara will be fuming. I'm ahead of you in the championship. Get out of the way. But there are no team orders at Mumbai Falcons. Murray Boyer sets the new fastest lap at 1:56.99. So the Spanish driver certainly trying to make inroads on the men in front. Sebastian Montoya still dueling with Brad Benavides. But this is Smal and Kamara for the final point. Kamara needs to score points in this race to keep in touch with the leading duo in the championship. And certainly to get away from Lorenzo Flucher, who's looking at a minimum of second at the moment. The Kamara getting frustrated. You can see that at Van Amersfoort Racing, they are really hoping that Murray Boyer can work his way further forward. We're watching the two teammates at PHM currently dueling away behind Tim Tramnitz. So Tramnitz is in 4th, Bedrin is in 5th, Barnard is in 6th, and Boyer is at the back of this in 7th. They're really doing their best here to try and close up the gap. Barnard still holding position in front of Nikita Bedrin for the moment. Just needs to keep it as comfortable as possible. He needs to keep it to what he can manage at the moment. Still a very intriguing race battle. There's 14 minutes on the clock plus the additional lap. And touch wood. Don't worry, I am touching wood at the moment. My table is right in front of me. There are so far no safety car periods, and we could easily have had one on that first lap with Niels Kulin and Giovanni Mascio, but we didn't. So Marti leads Flusha, Neat, Tramnitz, Bedrin, Barnard, Boyer, Antonelli up to 8th. Dufek is 9th and Smal is 10th. Now Barnard is looking at 8 points. Antonelli is looking at 4. That means the gap would come down to 50 points. And if Antonelli were to win the last race of the weekend with Barnard not scoring, the lead would be 75 points. But crucially, with 75 points in hand, Antonelli would not yet be confirmed as champion, because Barnard would have to win all 3 of the next races to level the points. That would take him to 5 wins compared to Antonelli, who would be on 4. And so Barnard could still technically win the championship on countback. Antonelli could get into 7th place here, ideally. Up the inside, though. There's the move from Bedrin. So Bedrin dueling away there with Tim Tramnitz, having got past Barnard. Now he gets through Tramnitz. And watch for Barnard repeating the same move. Tramnitz is doing his best. And Taylor Barnard round the outside. Can he find the position to keep the car there? He's up over the curbs. Tramnitz is not being very favourable. So Barnard hangs in. Tramnitz defends. Boyer's going to go with Barnard to the far side. Barnard goes the long way round, sweeps in. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Barnard not able to stay alongside Tramnitz. Boyer trying to get in alongside round the far side. And Taylor Barnard just looking for an opportunity now on Tim Tramnitz. Protecting Boyer. And Antonelli is catching them. This is not good news for Barnard at all. Bit of a run wide from Tramnitz. This is a chance now for Barnard. Barnard trying to keep his title hopes alive. Antonelli is just 2 cars back. Bedrin through in 4th. Tramnitz is 5th. Barnard 6th. Boyer 7th. Antonelli 8th. Antonelli can set up an unbelievable championship win if things play out in the next 12 laps his way rather than Barnard's. Taylor Barnard is doing everything he can to keep his title dreams alive. But the gap is getting bigger, race by race. If it stays like this, he'll bring the gap down to 50 points with 100 available. So Taylor Barnard has got to keep this title fight alive. Getting past Tim Tramnitz would do him the power of good. Down the straight. Marti leads Flusha and Neat. Then Bedrin, Tramnitz, Barnard, Boyer, Antonelli, Dufek and Kamara. Watch for Taylor Barnard. Can he make the big slingshot on the inside of Tim Tramnitz? He's coming from a way back. He knows he has to. Here he goes, but he's too far back. Can't make it happen, but can he catch Tim Tramnitz out on the next apex? Tramnitz is an old hand. He's not going to fall for a move like that from Taylor Barnard. Taylor Barnard is cunning, but Tramnitz is ready for it. Come up through the top end of the course again now. Up towards the final sector. And Tramnitz won't give Barnard an inch. He's no pushover, and he's no slouch either. Tramnitz will cover the inside line. Is Barnard going to be daring? You can't afford to be too daring because he's still got 10.5 minutes to go after this. You don't want to overcook the tyres with one fancy move because then you'll just end up going backwards. Tyre management is critical. Just ask Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He almost had the hat-trick last time out in Q8. And then the tyres just fell away. And he dropped back to 4th position by the end of the race. So now the challenge is still fever pitch from Taylor Barnard. He's got to find a way to get past Tim Tramnitz and take as many points off Antonelli as possible. This is such a tense time for the PHM Racing team and for Taylor Barnard and for us watching, because we know that the championship, if the nightmare scenario happens for Taylor Barnard, it could all end here in Dubai. We want to keep it going to Abu Dhabi, but there is that vague possibility. So the race battle continues here. Are we going to get to see Taylor Barnard make the big bold move on Tim Tramnitz? Tramnitz doing a fair job here in 5th position. And Lorenzo Flusha has actually caught up to Pepe Marti a little bit. With 9.5 minutes to go, this race might not be done yet for Lorenzo Flusha. He's keeping tabs on Pepe Marti up front. The two Spanish drivers, they know each other well from their karting days. Tramnitz being very defensive. Barnard's just staying on his line, and he's going to try and sweep it round the outside. He's off on the curbs. He's got to be careful. He commits. Continues alongside him. Barnard losing the car. Just about caught it. And now Murray Boyer's all over him. That was a big washout from Taylor Barnard. He was lucky to hold that. But the bigger problem is going to come now for Taylor Barnard, in that if he's lost traction on the tyres, it's going to be impossible to stay in front of the likes of Boyer and Antonelli in the following laps. Barnard's got to protect. This is so difficult for Barnard. He's got to be on offense and defense at the same time. Antonelli now has a crack at Mari Boyer. That won't do Barnard any favours. Antonelli's committing! Careful, Kimi! Oh, the last thing you need is a repair job going into race 3 where you're starting from 2nd on the grid. And Kimi knew it. Suddenly realised, okay, Boyer's going to shut that door big time and I'm going to spear into the side of him. Back out. Which is exactly what he does. Now he's swarming all over the back of Murray Boyer like an angry wasp at a picnic trying to get into the jam jar. Really pushing now, Antonelli. All over the back of Murray Boyer. The Spaniard is hanging on to this now. But it isn't easy to hold on when Antonelli is on the warpath. But Tramnitz now has Barnard all over the back of him again. And Boyer is falling into the clutches of Antonelli. And also Josh Dufek and Rafael Kamara not far away in the points. Lorenzo Flusha still trying to reel in Pepe Marti. Look at Tramnitz trying to throw off Barnard in the background. Desperately trying to break the toe. But Barnard is going with him. No chance, says Tim Tramnitz. You're not getting me. You're not passing me. Barnard has other ideas. He's read a different script. Barnard is still attacking. Come on, Tim. You don't think you can beat me, do you? And Taylor Barnard gets a much better exit. He's now a nose in front. Can he close the radius round the outside? Yes! Taylor Barnard is through. Brilliant from Taylor Barnard. He got a nose in front and held it round the outside. I didn't want to get excited until they'd gone through the right-hander, because you can easily lose it just as soon as you've gained it, but Taylor Barnard seals the move. Superb. Absolutely terrific. Now he's in 5th. That gives him 10 points rather than 8. And Antonelli is still stuck on 4. So that gives a little bit more of a bonus to Barnard. That brings the gap down from 54 points to 48. And even if Kimi Antonelli were to win the last race, that would keep the title fight going to Abu Dhabi, whatever happens. So Taylor Barnard, with that overtaking move, has pretty much salvaged the title fight to continue on to Abu Dhabi, whatever happens. And that's a big psychological advantage for Taylor Barnard there. This title fight isn't over. I'm taking it through to the bitter end. That's a great fighting spirit from Taylor Barnard. That will serve him well in the future. Many another driver would have said, I can't quite find it. I don't quite have the ability to do this. Don't tell Taylor Barnard he hasn't got the ability to do anything. He'll prove you wrong instantly. Marty and Flusha still fairly close together. Bedrin's actually closing in on Aidan Neat a little bit now. Barnard's in 5th, and then you've got Tramnitz and Boyer. Antonelli sat in 8th position, has seen Barnard make the move on Tramnitz. And now he'll want to see if Boyer can do it, because then he won't be too far behind. 5 minutes remain, a lock up from Tramnitz! Boyer's going to get alongside by a wheel. Oh, Tim, you can't fall off the edge of the precipice right now, my friend. Boyer's going left. That's where Tramnitz places his car. Watch out for Kimi Antonelli. He wants a piece of this. Andrea Kimi Antonelli now riding behind Mari Boyer. Take a breath. Boyer swings right. Tramnitz won't give him the line on the inside. If you're Kimi Antonelli, you're going to want to be bold and brave here and watch to see what happens between these two. Tramnitz locks up. Mari Boyer gets through. Mari Boyer up into 6th position past Tramnitz, who is doing his very best. But he doesn't have the experience in this car over this season by the same measure. And Antonelli will dive through. Antonelli takes the place. Up to 7th then for Kimi Antonelli. And that means he's now on 6 points to Barnard, who's on 10. So that brings the gap down to 50 rather than down to 48. Round the outside, Tramnitz still trying to bounce back on Antonelli. Antonelli's got to leave a little bit of space. He doesn't leave any at all. And Tramnitz runs off the road. And that's going to be enough for Josh Dufek to get past as well. So the Swiss driver, Josh Dufek, gets through on the inside of Tim Tramnitz. And then we've got Kamara and Smal right in behind. But the gap comes down to just 50 points now between the two title protagonists. So Barnard could really do with picking up another place. This is not easy at all. Tough to predict, tough to manage under the stress of the situation. So if it ends like this, Barnard is going to close the gap down to just 4 points. Let's look at Antonelli and Tramnitz. Now look, Tramnitz going the long way round. That's his decision. Antonelli's able to cover his line, but there's no space left for Tramnitz whatsoever. Now, the argument is going to be, the guy in front has the right to defend their line. How much space do they really have to leave? Because that's the racing driver's prerogative. The guy goes around the outside, you've either got two choices, go off the road or bail out. And Tramnitz chose the former option. So that's going to be an interesting one to decipher. Was Antonelli running him off the road, or should Tramnitz have bailed out early? Well, you're going to have to decide that one. So are the officials. Tramnitz trying to stay with his opposition now. Really struggling. Josh Dufek having got through already. And then Kamara and Smal running in 10th and 11th places. But Pepe Marti and Lorenzo Flusha have 2 minutes 15 plus the additional lap to battle for this victory. And there's only 7/10 of a second between them. Flusha has kept it very careful in these last few laps to look after the tyres. Fractionally better than Pepe Marti. And that's where this race can be won and lost, in the last couple of laps, when you're trying to hang on to a decent set of tyres to the end. But how about this for a good race battle? It may not be drama by the minute, but I tell you what, it's edge of seat stuff. And there are now going to be just 50 points between Barnard and Antonelli if it ends like this, which is not as good news for Taylor Barnard as he would have liked. If Antonelli goes on to win race 3 later with Barnard scoring no points, the gap will be 75 points, with 75 points still available. Now, the only way Barnard could win the title after that is if he won the hat-trick at Abu Dhabi with Antonelli failing to score. So that is a big, big long shot. Meanwhile, this is for the battle in 3rd. Aidan Neat versus Nikita Bedrin, who will start from pole position for race 3. And these are the teammates dueling. This is Nikhil Bora dueling away with Levi Revej. Revej is not letting his teammate have a lot of space. And Levi Revej has to hold on to his position. Nikhil Bora trying desperately to take it back from him. Nikhil Bora really struggling for one lap pace this time compared to last time around in Dubai when he won race 2, the reverse grid race from pole position, soaking up the pressure that Aidan Neate gave him all the way through. But this has not been easy for Nikhil Bora. He was an absolute firecracker when it came to overtakes in Q8. Levi Revej trying to hold on in front of Bora. And for the moment, that will do nicely. Nikhil Bora, though, a race winner in Formula Regional Middle East and part of the fantastic team that won the Indian Racing League back in December. Down the straight. You can see that Nikhil Bora is just hanging on by a thread from his teammate, trying to get the move on him. But this is for 9th. This is Tramnitz, Kamara and Smal. And the time is going to tick down to 0. 3, 2, 1. That's time. So this lap and the final lap. And then we will see the checkered flag. So Marti, Flusha and Neate, Bedrin and Barnard, Boyer and Antonelli, then Dufek, Tramnitz and Kamara. Those are your point scorers. Barnard has done everything he can to get up the order. He's got into the top 5 and he's going to score 10 points for 5th place, but crucially Antonelli is going to score 6 for finishing 7th, and that's only going to bring the gap down to 50 points with 100 still available. Now if you are Lorenzo Flusha, it's game time. Get Pepe Marti. There's still a chance. None of the drivers who are currently on the podium have won a race so far this season. And that's the move from Kamara on Tramnitz. He makes the big bold lunge again. The Banzai Brave comes to battle once more, but Tramnitz has got him back. So Tramnitz has recovered the position from Rafael Kamara. And now Kirill Smal's getting up the inside of his teammate, and they've collided. Kamara's car is destroyed on the right rear. Kirill Smal tried to get the move on the inside of his teammate, and he's accidentally taken his teammate out. Disastrous. Let's look. Neither driver is willing to surrender, and Smal has accidentally run into the side of his teammate Kamara, who is out. Well, Pepe Marti starts the final lap with Lorenzo Flusha close, but not close enough at the moment. He really needs something pretty critical on the final lap to happen to Pepe Marti. Aidan Neate running 3rd in front of Nikita Bedrin, then Barnard in front of Boyer, Antonelli, Dufek, Tramnitz and Smal. Montoya trying to close up on Kirill Smal in the hope he can steal the final point from him. And then these two teammates are still going at it, Revej and Bora, behind Stenshorn and Benavides. And ahead of Tazanopol and Drvivazak. Big lock-up from Revej. At the moment, these guys are just battling for position now. There's no points on offer for these two. A real shame, because both of them deserve to be there. They have both had a pole position over the course of the year as well. As Nikhil Bora has had a reverse grid pole convert into a victory. Levi Revej had a reverse grid pole in Q8 that sadly didn't. The Lorenzo Flusha doing everything he can to close up on Pepe Marti, but Marti is matching him for sector times, and that should be enough. A big launch from Nikita Bedrin. Surely not! He's taken out Aidan Neate! Oh, total commitment from Nikita Bedrin from too far back. It was never going to work. And that has promoted Taylor Barnard to the podium. Aidan Neate will keep going. That has really given Aidan Neate a bit of a lifeline. And now Antonelli's going to make his bid on Boyer. He gets through. So Antonelli makes the move on Boyer. All of a sudden, it's all come unstuck on the last lap as Nikita Bedrin assassinates Aidan Neate from 3rd position. And you have to say that was way too bold a move. Now Antonelli trying to shake off Boyer on the last lap. But up front, it is going to be a pair of Spaniards in 1st and 2nd. Pepe Marti will take his first win in Formula Regional Middle East. 2nd for Lorenzo Flusha. How about that, Taylor Barnard? No luck at the start of the season. Lady Luck is back. He gets 3rd from Antonelli and Boyer. Neate comes through in a furious 6th position. Dufek, Tramnitz and Smal. And the final point goes the way of Sebastian Montoya. Oh my goodness, what a finish. And I'm sorry to say, but the officials are going to have words with Nikita Bedrin after that one. And of course, that will be investigated after the race. Well, so will the incident between Small and Rafael Kamara. That's also going to be investigated. Antonelli manages to salvage a 4th place finish. Barnard salvages a 3rd place finish. So Barnard only decreases the gap to Antonelli by 3 points after all of that. So the gap comes down from 54 to 50. If Antonelli wins race 3 and Barnard doesn't score, Antonelli will be champion. That's how critical that last lap incident was. But Pepe Marti takes the win. You can't take that away from him. The Pinnacle driver absolutely deserved the canter to the victory. Flusha drove beautifully in 2nd. But my goodness me, what a dramatic end to this race. That is just astonishing. And I'm afraid you really have to say that on that occasion, Nikita Bedrin was too hungry for the podium. Aidan Neat recovering to 6th position. And I think you have to say he was fairly blameless in that one. But Pepe Marti enjoying the spoils of victory. Excellent run from the Spaniard. His first win in Formula Regional. Just before he returns to FIA F3 later this season. And what a stunning drive it's been from Pepe Marti. The Spanish driver really putting on an excellent show. And a very determined stance. Excellent, excellent work. As Pepe Marti really can be very proud of his achievements there. And he becomes the next winner of Formula Regional Racing. And also he gives Pinnacle their first win of the season. In very dramatic circumstances indeed. How about that? Mumbai Falcons have won, PHM have won, RSGP have won, Hyderabad Blackbirds have won, and now Pinnacle Van Amersfoort have won as well. The top 5 teams in the standings have now all taken a race victory. And for Pepe Marti, it is thoroughly, thoroughly deserved. Lorenzo Flusha in a fabulous 2nd place. And yet again, Aidan Neat denied a thrilling result by somebody else's mishap. 3rd position, though, does go to Taylor Barnard. He'll be happy with that. And that gives the PHM team a lot to be buoyed up about. And look at the joy of the Pinnacle team. They waited 11 races to take their first win of the campaign. And now they have Pepe Marti. This is his 2nd Formula Regional campaign over here. He didn't win a race last time, but he was 2nd in the standings. This time, he's a race winner. Finally. And that is what it means to Pepe. Great work from Pepe Marti and the Pinnacle team. He may have missed round 3 to give the car over to Ayato Iwasaki. But as he returns, Pepe Marti is a race winner. And rightly so. Utterly deserves that. The Pinnacle team have worked so hard. But Pinnacle Van Amersfoort, captained as they are by John O'Hara, excellent work. And they get the fabulous, fabulous victory that the whole team richly deserves. They've had so much bad luck in the first 3 weekends. From all 4 corners of their team, they have really dug deep and delivered. And there are the drivers from F4, Jack Beaton and Kai Darianani, congratulating Pepe Marti. Excellent work, excellent job. And Pepe Marti gets to savour the spoils of glory. Lorenzo Flusha 2nd, that's his best result of the season. And Taylor Barnard somehow comes through it all to get 3rd position. Never give up, never surrender. You never know what's going to happen next in Formula Regional. And certainly on this occasion, Taylor Barnard got himself into a 3rd position that he was deserving of. There is a very happy and satisfied Lorenzo Flusha. 2nd place will do very nicely for him with his rival in the title fight, Rafael Kamara, dropping out of the race. He'll take 15 more points than his teammate. So that is going to give Rafael Camara a real headache and Lorenzo Flusha a chance to go for third in the Drivers' Championship. So, down in pit road, our race winner, Pepe Marti, is going to be in conversation with Feline Wang, and I will bet the Spanish driver will be absolutely ecstatic.
Hey, Pepe, very nice pole to win, and tell us all about it.
Well, it was a really, really tough race. Obviously, I had Lorenzo behind me the whole time, and obviously he was putting a lot of pressure. And from, I think, like lap 4 onwards, when he started catching, I knew that it was the only chance I had to win was to drive with no mistakes, and from 13 laps, and that's what I did. It was one of my best races ever, and I'm just really, really happy. It's first win in a regional, so really, really happy.
Brilliant race, thank you, congratulations. Yeah. 那刚刚我问到那个佩佩，他今天的表现，他说他其实一直感到非常大的压力，这场比赛非常的不容易，因为Lorenzo呢一直在后面紧追不舍，包括尤其是第4圈的时候，他知道如果他抓不住这个机会的话，那他可能就会失去冠军。那他也非常开心的能在我们的赛事当中拿到第1个冠军。Back to you guys.
Thank you, Feline. A very relieved Pepe Marti. I think that was one of his best races too. I agree with him. Excellent work from Pepe Marti. Soaked up all the pressure and the adrenaline throughout and totally deserves the win. Great work from the Spanish talent. Challenge for all of the competitors out there on the course. Good start from Pepe Marti, trying to hold on in front of Aidan Neate, pulls across, no issues at all off the start. A good launch forward. And the two Mumbai Falcon teammates are having a nice duel further back as Andrea Kimi Antonelli is trying to make progress. Aidan Neate is trying not to lose second position as round the outside comes the Mumbai Falcon of Lorenzo Flusha. He's stuck behind Brad Benavides. Benavides having made a good start. Is that Antonelli at the end of the first lap? And it's Marti, Flusha, Neate, Tramnitz, Bedrin. The inside, that's Barnard on Bedrin. And Bedrin is holding Barnard. So Maschio's going to be out of the race. Coulin's going to be out of the race. That's up the inside. That is Bedrin and Barnard! Barnard is being hustled by his way back into position once again. Kirill Smal trying to take on Brad Benavides. Benavides has left enough of the door open there. He's going to try and get through. So Sebastian Montoya going wheel to wheel with Brad Benavides. What are you doing? I'm trying to get through. I've got more points to score than you have. But Rafael Camara finally gets the job done, does he? Does he? Tim Tramnitz, having got past Barnard, now he gets through Tramnitz. And watch for Barnard repeating the same move. Tramnitz is doing his best. And you're not getting me. You're not passing me. Barnard has other ideas. He's read a different script. Barnard is still attacking. Best. But he doesn't have the experience in this car over this season by the same... Round the outside, Tramnitz still trying to bounce back on Antonelli. Antonelli's got to leave a little bit of space. He doesn't leave any at all. And these are the teammates dueling. This is Nikhil Bora dueling away with Levi Revej. Revej is not letting his teammate have a lot of space. And Levi Revej has to Rafael Camara. And now Kirill Smal's getting up the inside of his teammate. And that should be enough. A big launch from Nikita Bedrin. Surely not. He's taken out Aidan Neate. Oh, total commitment from the Italians in first and second. Pepe Marti will take his first win in Formula Regional Middle East. Was Camara. So there's definitely some conversations that need to happen following that race. But all of the drama, all of the difficulties sustained and nurtured by our race winner Pepe Marti. Here to the podium comes Lorenzo Flusha following Taylor Barnard. Good to see them together on the rostrum. Another bit of silverware for Taylor Barnard. But here comes our new race winner, Pepe Marti, the talented teen from Spain. He becomes the second Spanish driver to win in Formula Regional Middle East this season, and the second one to win in Dubai, after Murray Boyer won race 3 in the first round of the championship. Taylor Barnard picks up the win in the rookie class as well. A pair of trophies for Taylor Barnard. Lorenzo Flusha comes up with the goods in second place, his best result of the season. And Pepe Marti gets his first win. A perfect result. And 3 different teams in the podium positions. Pinnacle pick up their first win. And it gives us a real excitement for race 3. Now, here's an interesting sting in the tail. What if Nikita Bedrin were to get a grid penalty for race 3? He starts pole at the moment. If that incident with him and Aidan Neate gives him a grid penalty, then suddenly Antonelli could be on pole position with a chance, a very thin chance, to win the title. Who knows what's going to happen in race 3 here in Dubai, but it's...
Yes, it's me. And no, it's not cricket. But it's the same energy. It's not between the runs.